This video will illustrate poor paraphrasing and better paraphrasing. First, we have a paragraph that was written by the original author. Then there is an example of where it was paraphrased poorly, and then there's an example of where the paraphrase is much improved. So first we'll look at the original first two sentences. Perceived control moderated the relationship between worry and examination performance. At lower levels of worry, performance of persons higher in perceived control was better than those lower in perceived control. So when we look at when it's poorly paraphrased, we have of persons higher in perceived control was better than those lower in perceived control at lower levels of worry. So basically that's very close to the original second sentence. So the improved sentence, Puitwain and Avyard 2018 found that student exam scores were higher for students that had confidence in their ability to avoid failure when they worried less. This is obviously in the words of the person that is citing this article. So for the third sentence of the original article, we have, however, the performance advantage offered by perceived control diminished as the worry increased. This suggests that test anxiety is multi-causal and some persons may become test anxious for reasons other than their self-beliefs. When we look at the poorly paraphrased, there was less performance advantage offered by perceived control when worry increased. This suggests that some persons may become test anxious for reasons other than their self-beliefs. Again, is way too close to the original. So when we read the improved, when students were worried, confidence in their abilities did not help. And then we cite them, so it's clear it was from them. Puitwain and Avyard postulate that some students had additional reasons for test anxiety that were not based on the student's beliefs. When you write it in your own words, you also illustrate that you understand what you read. And it doesn't mean if you paraphrase that you don't have to cite. You still have to cite, but also you've got to use different language than the author.